Now, Pokkén tournament. What a strange concept that is. Someone walks into Pokemon Company's office and says, you know what would be good if we made like a Tekken / Naruto Ultimate Storm game using Pokemon instead. What do you reckon? And they said, we like money.
I think Harada's just like, let's just do whatever the hell we want.
That's the one thing with Harada is like, disappears for 6 months, no one knows what he's doing. Randomly, like, orders hamburgers in the streets at final round.
And suddenly,
last time I met him, he put a dragon off to my head. So, like, Harada does whatever the hell Harada wants.
So, moving back to Pokkén Tournament. So, Pokkén Tournament's like this weird eclectic mix of 2D and 3D fighting. So, very similar. So, there's two different kind of phases when it comes to battle.
Which is literally called phase shift. So, you start in this 3D mode where it's kind of much more Naruto. Like,
or virtual line.
Virtual line, you kind of circle around each other, you know, chip for a bit of damage or come into attack. And so once you come into attack, it shifts to a more, I guess, kind of a 2D plane.
Yeah, so 2D, it's called dual mode.
Yeah.
And I find how there's very clear-cut defined roles. So depending on which phase you're in, which is field mode or dual mode, you need to kind of play to certain styles. So, for example, when you're in field mode, you contribute to a lot more zoning. Whereas in field mode, in dual mode, you do a lot more kind of, this is where you do all of your combo video stuff. This is where the basis of your damage
so as a result of that, there are also Pokemon that work better in each mode. So like, Gengar's still pretty good up close, but he's great from distance. Anyone who can throw projectiles is great from distance. Someone like Machamp wants you in close.
Once you,
100 damage throws, like he just wants to be able to hurt you as much as possible in close. So
then there are some that are kind of a bit more well-rounded. Stuff like Lucario, Pikachu in some respects as well. Are pretty good kind of in either way. But you want to play to each character's strength.
Plus, on top of that, you got the supports as well, which is kind of a system that's borrowed from a lot of other Japanese games like J-Stars and things. Various games, like, you know, you've got these supports that you push a button and it activates an ability which recharges over time. So it adds another element, like, do I have one that does zoning? Like, you're a big fan of the Cubone one, which is like a boomerang.
So which is a boomerang, does 2 hits from the back, and if you manage to catch one of the enemies in one of those boomerang swings, you can pretty much go straight into a super or a free combo right off the bat.
So there's kind of, probably the big limitations are, you know, does being on the Wii U hurt it? And as a result, how's the multiplayer? Because the game is set generally behind one of the player's shoulders. So to play 2-player, one of you has to be on the gamepad, which is 30 frames a second. One of you has to be on the TV, which is 60 frames a second. So is that a problem? Yes and no.
In the competitive scene, yes. If you're playing casually, then it's not really much of an issue. I mean, the game is absolutely gorgeous and pretty, but there are some sacrifices that must be made. However, the LAN actually works extremely well.
I think it's the only Wii U game that I know of that you can LAN it up. So it works exactly like it did on the arcades in Japan.
Yeah, it plays just like an arcade. Like, you hook it up to a Switch, you hook up maybe like 4 or 5 different setups. Bam, you have yourself an arcade at home.
Pretty much. So when it's all said and done, if you're a die-hard Pokemon fan, you've probably already got it. If you're a die-hard Tekken fan, you've probably already got it. For the rest of you, it's one of the more fun Wii U games of recent history, I'd say.
I'd say give it a go. Definitely.
Thank you for watching, and remember to like, comment and subscribe on this video.